Back on it. Da, da, da. What should I do? How do I need to put this. Oh. Okay, this is fine. The usual. Okay, what am I doing? Main story quest. I'm continuing. Oh yeah, I needed to see. Target. Switch target circle to target select. Yes, this is what I need. Dun, 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 dun. Now, how do I go to Morgana? The Great Divide. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. No, it avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there are any developments until such time as he does. We must remain firmly focused on which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to good King Mugamog 12. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all in the knots is not well in the 12's wood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Asilia? I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah this time are come to Ravenous Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present they are in the seventh heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see, mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Celia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Considering what will happen if you do this, word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Sweet. Case? I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. No thanks. This is your problem. Welp. Wait, what? Draggle-tailed refugee. Move. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years, trying to piece together a life to replace the one that what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man, not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. Oh, these guys are... That other guy. The guy that only cares about money. He's trying to plant something. Cause a ruckus. I knew we had to run. The only question was where, and then it came to me. Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners, didn't you? So you surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity, and so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tataru, is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphanod has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Seven hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphanod quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalimo will see to it. Alphanod is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry! Were we lied to? We know it's Tataru.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dah, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence.
True.
So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'Dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers.
Worthless?
While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Domans asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence.
Violence.
That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
They timed it so. If it's an organized revolution, a riot. 110. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Bum, ba, da, da. This guy is not even. What's wrong with it? It's not even the mage. You're a wizard, Ari. Now is not a good time, Lieutenant Hawk. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphanod, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgians. Chirurgians? My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remained throughout Danland. We have set what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine, given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that the tensions between the Ul'Dan citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the Immortal Flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that the powder keg of discontent was not set all right by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and And now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. They gonna think I want to Grammy. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Clyde. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request for such information, but I've no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Lost Hope. Wait, I did some challenges, right? One? Yo. Someone has to have signed up. Ooh. It's about damn time. Sayun. Marauder. Let's see what you got. Serve both my grand company and my fellow Eurasians as bravely as I do. Join the cause. You're in. The squadron is now 4 strong, which means we can deploy. The barracks has room for 8 soldiers. If you wish to enlist any promising new recruits beyond that, I'm afraid you'll need to discharge one of the existing squadron members. Wait. Never a pleasant task, but an elite unit is no place for underperformers. Right then, they say experience is the best teacher, so how about we jump straight into a simple mission? Pay? You're in. hot. Don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. Wait, I know your face. Are you not the man of the Church of Saint Adamant Landama? 1,000 pardons, my friend. I mistook you for one of those thugs who has been tormenting us. If Leofric did bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. 12 be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fantastic fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you will understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatizes he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I have no doubt that the merchant will lead the remainder of their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. What if they find me? Well, what are you doing? Don't draw, don't draw, don't draw, don't draw, don't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why? Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Who are you? What do you want? It's true, I followed the merchants, and may the gods strike me down by my folly. What they will not give you must take, he said. When he asked how he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates, I thought about running in then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into two groups, sent us off on our own. But then, when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs. But then they started arguing, and then they fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and then the flames were shouting to give no quarter. And oh gods, the other group, they're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Sharp and off. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of the Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would soon rather call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason, or the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to the merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated, though if they were forced to confront reality. That's it, challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one man. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Haha. Sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Beat him like it was nothing. Oh, almighty, what are we gonna do now? This is... Why doesn't this game have phasing? In World of Warcraft, we would all have separate entities of this quest, so we wouldn't intrude on each other. But whatever. You return. What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better than a handful of them take a beating from you than a lot of get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchants have to say when it was over? Huh? But where else would he be, unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others? Reap the whirlwind. I actually need samurai stuff, but I don't care. A terrified refugee. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop them from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his bad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Bum, Have you seen my parents? They're dead. They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with that man from Ulda. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live and visit inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry, and I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for someone? Looking for a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... It's him! Wait, look! Over there! I think that's him! Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? Wait a minute, that guy is... Ah, shit. He's getting away, go get him, mister. Hit the feet. When did I turn this on? I don't remember that. Whatever, I don't care. It's taking too long. You can. Why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution. That's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ulda? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let us say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I have a Kirkin's or arse about politics. It was business, only business. You ain't here for me. Oh, he was looking for his escape? Oh, what? He was looking around for the snipers, got him. We both know I am not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. We got a sniper. Excuse me? What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others, spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. The revolution was an inside job. Hold on, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. It's a setup. This man was responsible for the recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Simon. Where's the merchant? Gad, murdered! To the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, Lieutenant. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize sooner. Revolution! The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of your own investigation. or our investigation. Master Alphanut has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the royal promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Da-da-da-da. Excellent work. All this stuff. I don't need it.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
He lied.
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge.
I didn't know that.
What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day.
What is this, the Holy Land?
Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill, a shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean Alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domins was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Omega.
Pardon?
An Alagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Alagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If
Bahamut?
accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
The Bahamut.
We were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Who goes?
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Someone knows about Omega now. Am I supposed? Yo, man. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do is most troubling. But yeah, I could open this. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Lieutenant Hawk. Pray keep us informed of any developments in Cardinal. Be gone, whelp. There's no place for children. I'm sorry. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left my parents. You know this girl? Oh yeah. So he visited Stone's Throw as well, I see. Did we find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you would like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course, but first I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me yet by the pillar over there. We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. I'll take her to quicksand. Mayhap Momodi won't know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an 8th starred primal. Even dealing with an Ashian would be preferable to this charade. True. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Glide, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenus Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Tollswood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain it in detail once you arrive. The Tollswood? Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I have received no reports of Exali activity, which leaves the Sylphs? Go, Glide. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedents that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Okay, Mr. Big Shot. Okay. Bring on the Scions. Lord 11. Another primal, huh? Ramu. Forgive me, Antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to act only in defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the selves of their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papalimo I suppose I could have reported things to Manfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because of the Guardians came trampling through the forest. And so long as Kashim Orion stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. I maintain this observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopies of the trees. Just like the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickening their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has cheated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step of breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorable. But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The Elder Seed Seer, has requested your personal involvement. Pray report to Commander Hilwa at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Hilwa, steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Leven will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Do. Lord of Leven. Who did I add? Oh. Wait, what? Where am I going? Oh. Dun, 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 dun. I was just there. Khan E. Senna. Why not just tell me to go straight there? What? Why'd I have to go to him, then go to her? Oh, the gang's all here. Yes, I am walking one.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks.
Why does this sylph have no voice? This is supposed to be Neuraxia, as far as I'm concerned. Oh no, it's not. Neuraxia was a scion.
Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Leaving an impression. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Rama. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow scions? It would be this one's pleasure, welcome one. Please, please come with this one. How do I turn on performance? Oops. That's better, I guess. Da 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 da. Maxio. But this one can go no further? The gang's all here. So, Thancred is Thancred, Papalymo is Papalymo, Y'shtola is Y'shtola, and you are you, right? Well, that's easy enough to remember. This one's name is Ida, in case Walking One was wondering. Joke! I'm joking. Ah, there you are. It is you, isn't it? Don't ask, suffice it to say that we had something of a situation here. So it's actually you. I am relieved. For a moment I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Y'shtola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalymo. My apologies, it's not like me to ramble, so... At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring the etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion, to wit the Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's aetherite. Come, Glide, the Lord of Laban waits. So much build-up for these the primal bosses. Me like, kind of. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's the one from before. Or is it?
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan.
True.
I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs?
I don't know.
The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflict hath brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born?
Yes.
It would explain much.
Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature.
It's in our blood.
Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
Echo!
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee.
Is he gonna test
Well,
us?
I shall
Oh
consider
my
thy
god, he
proposal.
is.
Shouldst thou survive my trial.
Trial.
If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee.
So only... Oh, never mind. They all talk.
Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Yeah, okay.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
Oh, that sound effect. What's wrong with it?
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady.
Oh.
I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
No thanks. Thunderbolt. A striking tree. What the? Okay, well, do that. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Do this stuff, I guess. that even mean? Oh, I'm bugging. I'm not that strong. Oh, no, no, no. Nine eyes. That's right here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. This thing's like 20. Oh, damn. We have 4 people here. Lazy Lawrence. They're doing no damage. This is really annoying. I have no mana. Oh my lord. You can't do this. What are you doing? This isn't happening. You don't have the damage to do this. I don't have any mana to raise. Run away. This isn't happening. Like straight up. Whatever. We tried. We can't do that. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, what? Wrong chat. Well, this queue is gonna take a while. I was looking for something that's still here though. Nine eyes, wolf poachers. Oh, we're here. Oh, there's one right there. Get away from me! Which one is he? I don't even know which one. I knew it was Wolf. Nice. The bramble patch. What? Oh, that was the one we failed? Whatever. South Shroud, Upper Paths. Why are people always here? What is this place? Woodwalla Expedition Captain? What is this? Whoa. What in the world is this? Dun, dun. If I said I'm never scared, just know I mean it. Why do you have to enter the dungeon as the class? Why can't you change it? And it's just so weird. Big beard. What the hell are we talking about? What are these outer sparks? Hello, help. I'm frozen. We're not taking out that thing back there? Someone took it out.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
And?
And I judge thee a worthy champion.
Yeah.
The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
It was necessary.
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
He's down. what little gods are made of. Alright, I'll be back. And we back. Ah, man. Where is that? Oh.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
Blah 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 blah.
Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one, yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Immortality?
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
Oh?
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
We know nothing. Is this a recap?
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls.
Why do we know that?
Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Why do we know this?
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
a soul
I saw that.
dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahuagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
No.
I am sorry, my friend.
Stop looking at him like that.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahuagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Stop them from going back to the realm of darkness?
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Is this the 12? What the heck? Is this Kingdom Hearts? Come on. This is definitely Kingdom Hearts now. Ramuh's intriguing Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin, all have been now humbled by the bringer of light. Be humble. The limitless potential of man, Hydaelyn's servant, grows mightier by the day. Elidibus. Yet he prospers at a great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masters survived rejoining. Their souls are grown weak and wan. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eagle hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. What the heck? Oops. Benephilia. Now the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something else I will show you. It is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit Titan, Garuda, Good King, Mogul, Mogulmog, Leviathan, and Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to face them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant to you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ashians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm till such time as they are forced to stop. And of course I was muted. Ay ay ay. And then there's Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alog that we might be spared of the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget the closest to us. Yeah, I know. You want. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it all we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedents. Given our embracing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Alphanod? Alphanod. I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from Ella. You recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphanod, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. What? Ooh. Right, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozen was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? No thanks. Refugees. 7 o'clock? They gonna think I won a Grammy. I don't usually watch the Grammys, but I don't think there's anything else happening today. Literally nothing else is happening. "60 minutes. Okay. Ishtola. The storm has passed. Restful moments are fleeting. Ida. Fake Thancred. The kids, are you gonna play hide and seek again? Hold up. Alright. Look, it's Mr. Glide. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were fighting off primals and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals? What's all this commotion then? What are these rookies doing here? Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonet. You know that Mr. Glide is back? So it would seem, welcome home. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder. You're Boulder? What? And this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Wait, no, this is Coltonet. You're Boulder. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the domain younglings in the art of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Mr. Glide if he could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your true ills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Glide, a demonstration of skill at arms, if you will? Hori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, perhaps I am, but what matters the motive when the children stands to learn so much from the lesson? I am a legend. That is true. What say you, Glide? Would you consent to spar with me? Okay, short stuff. Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. I'm gonna destroy you. Do try not to disappoint them. Have faith, Gultana. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. Kupo? Yeah? What's going on here? $155 mounts. Keota. You trying to beat the game? You can't beat the game. We're meant to play this forever, until we die. East. I thought he meant west. What? I'm getting synced. Whoa. Very well, let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hori, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? This is Glide you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Science to begin with. Without Glide to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. True. Oh my gosh. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello. You haven't begun yet, have you? What is this? You got a whole crowd. Ida, what? Who are all these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Glide's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickle shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. I don't throw. We shall soon see. On your guard. What is that smirk? Question mark. Day and night I've honed my skills. This should be interesting. Such power, the tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over. Can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. I've lost him at your feet. 'Twas an honor and a privilege. F them kids. Oh no, he looks hurt. Mr. Glide is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. In spirit. Wrong button. What's going on? Oh, I should have hit him with the pose. You gasp. You have bested me. I yield. That was incredible. He beat them both at the same time. Cloud? We knew you wouldn't lose, God. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Good show, good show. Why don't look at him like that. Impressive as always. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles of these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartanu. What? Wasn't it when they attacked the Scions? Oh no, that wasn't. We did meet. Oh, we did meet before that. And I think it was two of them. That's when where Alice was. I don't know if I streamed that though. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The legatus's simple-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of royalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. But then came you. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through the countless acts of bravery, that my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of guardian of Eorzea. No, that's me. And champion these people who toil towards a better world. Of course, however, it is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the science of the Seventh Dawn alone. Oh yeah, he wants to make another group? No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threats and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Should have gone for the herd. I wish Ida were not so eager to look to the future when we have so many problems in the here and now. Your bout with Hoary Boulder was more stirring and... what am I reading this for? Can we... Tataru. I must thank you again for agreeing for the bout, and I must thank the gods 'twas not a duel to the death. I will, however, cherish the lesson of each scrape and bruise as I work to better my swordplay. Ain't happening, kid. WandaVision. Recruiting the realm. What? Hold up. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th astral era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the desperate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution oh my gosh. Military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats of that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Backhand! Yet while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of an unrestricted operation according to the scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilizations of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the Ascendant. Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, it is yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. Tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaging with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Lominsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Is that it? Yeah, that's it for today. With that. Oh, what? Whatever. What is this? Shameless. Drew Brees. I didn't see this. I ain't even know it. Beyonce. Okay. Let me go to the Waking Sands. I need more of these. Nothing? Nani? Lomens. Why they gotta hang around the Hathorites? Can't they go somewhere else? Dropping my frames. I get to choose anyone I want? Okay, let me go choose anyone I want. Oh. Ba-da-da-da. Oh, the Moogle post? So I thought it was just nothing. I'm not a mailman. I'm a mail man. An organization with the Thedon. The proposal intrigues me, but the Krakens, well, who is this guy? A blue mage? Or just a guy in blue? But the Krakens trial company. What's, you're not a believer? You're not a backer? You follow the type train? Okay. To all the non-believers. I only want true believers in here, in this company. What? Isn't this guy important here? He's not gonna join. He's the commander of the Yellow Jackets. What the heck? Why am I asking him? Run, 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 run. White lipstick. Who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate. going on? Wasn't there another one? Okay. Isn't this the damn armor smith? Wait, what did he say? Shouldn't there be 2 quests here? The heck? Or maybe somewhere else? Sprint. Ba-dum, bum, bum. You remember old Riol, don't you? Formerly of the company Heroes, 3 whistles at Bronze Lake? Yes, I remember. It ain't for often I drag Yaris out to Limpsa for a drink. I'm right glad I did. How fair to see it these days, You looking to put together a crew? Top tier work? Sounds like a right lark it does. Alrighty lad, count me in. The company, the heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into my grave just yet. All we need is one. Airship landing? I should have just teleported. It's right here. Okay. I can teleport there, right? $7.36. I need the cake. Like, you're recruiting well? Curious as to how my proposal was received. A company Heroes members wants to join? Nice. Onwards to Gridania. Nice sound effects. Where am I? Oh. Captain Mario. This is kind of annoying. Well, it's 4 people now, but still. Okay, we're going. Atmosphere into Lance's Guild. Oh, it's gonna be the guy up there though, that's less. Come on. Laurinaitis. The man whose crimes you expose? I was a whaler and a regular patron at Buscaron's. Will you say nothing? Does my presence disgust you so? Or do you simply do not care to remember our encounter? The less said of my past the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? The business brings you to this part of Gridania. Recruiting, eh? What is your policy of reformed convicts? As matters stands, the wood whalers will have not more to do with me. This may be just the second chance I was looking for. Is this the guy that lured us into a trap? Well, yeah, he's joining? Nice. I think he lured us in a trap. Into a trap. Around here. I don't remember though. Yes, he said Buccaneers. Oh, it is that guy. Buscaron's Druthers. I'm not I remember. It has been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer, but look how far you've come. Mother Mjorn tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome black wolf. Now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of the new order. Well, their cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I have spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. I don't remember her. Copperbell Mines? That's Thanalan. Central. No. Up here? Oh yes, here. Like I remember something here, but I don't remember her. Yeah, I don't remember why, what she had to do with it. I know this guy's the mansion, lost his bride or whatever, at the haunted mansion. Whatever, man. I thought it was gonna be this guy that joins. It's a birthday. It's a birthday. Go ahead and put your name on it. Who are you? A guild officer. Another bandwagoner? Bum 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 bum. I got you too. Wait, what did he say? The Elder Seers was most amenable to our requirements. Okay. Miss Marvel. What was that? Level 8 plus 800. Okay. I should have went to the Ruby. Oh no, this is the way around. Left or right, left or right. Oh, it doesn't matter. Ul'dah, the gilded city, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. While I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts, I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Five? Where are they at? Sapphire, Weaver's Guild, the Blue Mage place. Why does it just say Blue Mage? And where is this? Call us. Where is this? Gladiator, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'll start here. Sapphire and circle around. Oh no, I'll go here first. Okay, now Wilred, isn't he the, or who is this? Don't you announce the fights or something? You're from Ala Amigo. Nice. I don't remember him. Somebody, was he the first person I talked to at All Amigo? Interesting. What is this show? Really? What? Why are we? No, we. He's a merchant, so maybe, but he's not gonna leave here. What is this? An archer? Wait, what? The bard? Oh, it's but an archer though. Interesting. Landebert. You come to tell me the news, soldier? Well, I've already heard. It seems the would-be savior of Uldal's refugees went and got himself killed, and not by your hand. He was just as much of a pawn as the hapless cast-offs he sought to deceive, huh? That's not why you're here? Hey, you'd be surprised what rumors drift down Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say that your organization is funded by a corrupt coin, by syndicate money. You think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. What you talking about? The syndicate? I don't even know who that is. Mokuba. Yellow Moon. I don't that series didn't count in my book, by the way, Moki. I just don't count it, so it doesn't exist. Oh, you keep typing them as a link. That's why it's showing up censored. Like, I don't think there's links allowed in my chat. Stop typing them as a link. What's wrong with you? But I don't know. If you put the .gg, I think it's a link. You have to put Viking equals GG for it to work right. I'm sorry. You wish to recruit me? Is this some new fashion manner of propositioning a lady? Oh. Well, I'm afraid you're wasting this. Yeah, she's not leaving this place. We have 4 people. We need 5. We need 5 for a squad. So I'm guessing this is a yes coming up. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Okuren, of the Church of Saint Adama Ladama. Thank you again for your timely rescue, and I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your company? Thrankwood, was it? 'Tis new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. Okay. Guess that's a no. The Royal Promenade. Okay, I'll be back. Quick. Okay, okay. And we back. They don't think I want a gram. Live stream the Grammys? I don't watch Mickey Mouse award shows. How fared you glide? What hidden gems did the streets of Ulda offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamigan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenges nonetheless, and the hopes that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Glide. I think I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. Recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial companies with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the document signed, and the finances secured. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubt surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn the people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let's return to the Rising Stone and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea. Eorzea! Oh, what? We're taking an airship to more. Oh, the Sultana. What is this? That looks weird. He's on one knee,
General,
still taller than her.
what think you of Alphino's bold endeavor?
Alphanod.
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve.
Screw you.
With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
This girl.
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
What say you?
Yes, there is that, I suppose.
Oh yeah, there is that. Okay.
Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands.
Nanamo. You're
Can
testing
naught
me.
be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
So powerless.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing?
Gonna cry. Aww.
Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
The more things change, the more things don't change. She is crying. No, Nanama, don't! What? Oh, what? Oh, damn.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
It ain't over. Teleji. We haven't seen him since. Whoa, what? I didn't think I could jump off it. How is there not an invisible wall here? Whatever. Nani? So weird. I need a... Oh my gosh, forget it. Maybe over here? Let me see something. No. Okay. Yo. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Cloud Strife. Why does they put? Yeah. Like, why? When I log in, the first thing that shows up is a novice network. No reason. Heretical harassment. What? Man, I don't know. This is where the company's gonna be in? Why is everyone going to Mordona? Slavsborn, the shipment, we couldn't. Gods, woman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were sent upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is not to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House 4 Temps. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Were you not on good terms with the Knights of House 4 Temps? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measure. You got it, dude. Thank you for understanding. I am certain Lord Hotchefant will be glad of your assistance. Man. I don't know what I'm looking at. Flying Nimbus! Hotchefant. Roast karaku. Some mulled wine. When the cold sets in. 110. Mask on. Whoa. What? What is this?
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts.
Fortom.
'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of you, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hello,
With a smile on my face.
Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
The cold doesn't bother me anyway. What's this? Drillamont. Glide, welcome, welcome. You'll be pleased to know that the repairs of Stone Vigil proceed apace. We shall rebuild sure and strong, that the Dravanians might batter themselves senseless against our shield in the west. I would venture, however, that matters of masonry are not what brought you to Wakegrim. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say, by the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly without warning, and are uncanny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence the Ice Heart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling aid, unnatural zeal. Mayhap you would care to question one of their recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Come on. Tell you what happened? Why yes, of course, I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly Blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to White Brim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. Plus, then one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. No. Oh. Ay. Wait, what? I recognize you. We're not in Kansas anymore. Sephiroth. Woman Sephiroth? What? Why am I giving it a face like I saw her? You glimpse a woman atop the cliff? Could it be Iceheart? Oh, that was her. Yeah. Come to sneer at our folly? So where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered. Is this finally this dungeon? Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best were we to return to White Brim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillamont. Is this dungeon finally gonna unlock? Hot girl Meg. What is going
Your
on?
return is most timely.
Oh
Of their
yeah,
own
see
accord,
him.
my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails.
Okay.
Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
What is this?
Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate.
A few weeks. What? Nani? Of all the highlands, towering wall born.
So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Giving the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action.
I read this Iceheart thing, and I still don't really understand. Like, she's commanding.
Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche.
She's very commanding?
On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Is he sending me back to Revenant's Toll? Alright, I think this is a good place to stop anyway. I'll continue this on tomorrow or something. But let me teleport there. Okay. What time? 4